I received a great suggestion earlier this week asking about how I find life purpose and fulfillment under Coast Fire and how this new lifestyle influences and changes my relationship with my children. So I'll be covering this in this video. Thank you, Nick, for that request. My name is Anna, and here we talk about money and coast lifestyle. If this interests you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's get started. For those who don't know, Coast Fire means that you've saved enough in your nest egg such that you don't need to contribute any additional funds in your retirement account, and that nest egg will be sufficient in its growth over the years behind the scenes to fund your future retirement by retirement age. The key change is that you only need to earn enough to cover your expenses, but you no longer need to add any additional portions of your income into your retirement account to retire. That being said, we as a couple still intend to contribute to our retirement accounts, albeit at a much lower rate, because this Coast Fire position we're in still means that we need some income to cover expenses, even if not adding to our retirement funds. And I don't want to put us in a position where we need to work until retirement age into our 60s, but rather just needing to work into our 50s is more ideal for at least my plan. In our 60s, should we be blessed with grandchildren, I'd rather spend the time with them and our children's families rather than working, and hopefully spending extended periods of time somewhere warmer in the winter season. As I mentioned in this video, our retirement accounts took a huge surge during 2020 and 2021 when the stock market skyrocketed. There, I mentioned that our retirement accounts increased by 73%. Quick edit though, the actual percentage was 81%, but the main point is the same. That time unexpectedly fast-tracked our time in reaching Coast Fire, and it wasn't until recently where when we put pen to paper, we figured out that we could manage things with just one of us working rather than both of us working our full-time jobs, although maybe with one less vacation for the year. So how has Coast Fire changed our lives? My husband and I start the day the same way, getting our 2 kids ready for school. And then my husband goes to work as he usually does, but I've stopped working for the most part and earning active income, so my day is quite different. I just finished up tax season, preparing tax returns for family and some clients, where the filing deadline was April 18th this year. This is a minimal source of income now, as over the years I had transferred most of my tax clients over to my knowledgeable peers so that I could focus on practicing law. Now I start the day cleaning around the house, and then from there I start researching ways to be creative on how to build on our existing passive income streams, which currently includes interest, dividends, and rental income from 2 properties. I've been looking for opportunities to get back into tech contract lawyering because ultimately I do really enjoy it. I just didn't want to commit 40 plus hours every week of the year, and instead I hope to work anytime I want and from anywhere around the world, not just the US or in US time. As I expected, I found myself quickly missing the intellectual aspect of working as a tech contracts attorney, as well as the social aspect of engaging with my peers. With the encouragement of my spouse, who really wanted me to take a mental break and fully focus on prioritizing this time with our kids, it took me a full 3 months to fully appreciate and enjoy this newfound freedom that comes with Coast Fire. And I have yet to find the ideal role, but the great thing is, with Coast Fire, the financial pressure doesn't exist for me to take on something that is less than ideal. I'll keep you posted on my search if you're interested. Though we've been for a long time consistent savers, saving is now on the back burner. With this life, we're now looking at ways to spend more quality time with our kids and being more available for them. One thing as a parent that I found interesting and yet challenging was that a lot of sports and extracurricular activities were scheduled during the times when my husband and I were both working. Our workday would sometimes end at 5, but oftentimes our workload would require us to stay on later than that. Yet a lot of the activities we wanted to schedule our kids for had a 5 p.m. start time. Now with me free from the 9 to 5, I've been able to pick up our kids from the bus. I have a meal ready, and then they're off on their merry way, less rushed to soccer, volleyball, or art class, 2 of which have that 5 p.m. start time. On the days that school is off, where working parents are still working, I'm now the mom who is available to watch their kids, and we're able to watch our kids and their friends while their parents work, and I'm often showered with gifts of appreciation. Totally unnecessary, but of course, more than welcome. But the main thing I really like is that I get a better sense of what's going on in the minds of my kids and have better control and visibility over their environment and safety. And to me, that's priceless. But also, I found that when one person isn't working and you've achieved Coast Fire, it is so much easier to spend less without making sacrifices and actually improving your life. For example, I enjoy playing tennis at this local tennis club, and I used to play 1 to 3 days a week, paying $29 to $35 a session to play after work or on weekends. Now, well, our club allows for free tennis play from noon to 3 on certain weekdays. Before, I wouldn't be able to do that because a lunch break just wouldn't give me enough time to drive out there, play, wash up, and then go back to work. But now, that free time slot is not only great because it's free, but also because I could do this while my kids are at school and I don't miss out on seeing them in the evening as they're getting ready for bed. Also, playing primarily at night wasn't really conducive to a good sleep pattern, winding me up when my body was often ready to wind down. And though I'm not a big movie theater person, it's easier to catch that matinee rate. And as a person who likes to avoid crowds, it's easier to get shopping for food when less people are around. And as far as my relationship with my kids, I have a lot more time to provide them support in their academics, reading alongside with my younger child, not just before bed, but anytime he's back from school, and taking them to the playground during the week rather than just on weekends. And it occurred to me recently that now that I'm not working a job that requires me to be based in the US, it frees up the option for me to take our kids over the summer anywhere around the world, not constrained to just my vacation time with my employer. And a byproduct of my free time is that I no longer buy pretty much everything our kids want, something that I think I did partially out of guilt for not spending as much time with them as I should. I justify this in my mind that the things that they wanted would help entertain them and occupy them in creative ways. I now openly talk about budgeting with them, and they're learning more about money in hopes that they will develop a healthy relationship with money from early on. And it's been a great opportunity for me to take this time to read more and learn new skills and improve on other skills. Like, I'm finally able to study now for the privacy exam that I've been holding off for about 2 years. And starting this channel, I've learned so much about research and writing and talking to a camera, filming, editing. It's been such a fun journey connecting with the people here that I would not have otherwise had the opportunity to. So thank you for joining me on this journey and sharing your experiences here. I'm sure you can tell I'm in the learning phase, but if you watch one of my first videos, you may see some differences, hopefully improvements. Just like any other skill, it takes time to develop, and a person who has been focused on lawyering and accounting for most of our life, this process doesn't really come naturally to me. But yes, it's a great time for self-exploration and to just continue learning. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share in the comment section below what your ideal lifestyle would look like, and if you've achieved it, I'd love to hear how this has improved your life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video.